As one of the best application engineers we have in Zivid, you spend a lot of your time sharing your expertise with customers as they're about to start a journey to bring up all these fantastic robots that they're trying to build. Given that we're actually launching a product here the way that we're doing, I think it's a really good opportunity for you to basically share your knowledge to a broader set of audience. What do you have in store for us?
Yeah, this is actually the new camera, the Zivid 2 R series. And for those who are familiar with our existing products, it looks identical. Yet, I mean, as we've seen here today, we packed a lot of new technology into this same thing, basically. Design is quite elegant. It has this elegant look, but at the same time, it is robust and it's built for these harsh industrial environments. It can withstand shock, or it's capable of withstanding shock and vibration and robot accelerations. At the same time, it's also then suitable to be mounted stationary or on the robot itself without taking up too much space or hurting the payload. Inside of here, we take advantage of active cooling to ensure stable performance across all temperature variations. It also helps to prevent overheating, which is a common problem with passive cooling.
Basically, all of these innovations that we've shown today are inside of that camera, not outside. So basically, the housing and the fit of this product is the same as with the other Zivid 2 Plus models that we had from before, which is going to make it very simple for our customers to adopt to these new 2 Plus R models, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Because the housing is the same, it means that all the customer can reuse their accessories, such as cabling, mounts, and protective housing. And yeah, as you've been saying, it makes it easier to transit to the new cameras, basically.
Good. So that's the hardware. Now, what about the software side?
So on the software side, the 2 Plus R series will be supported by our new SDK 2.14, alongside with our existing 2 Plus and 2 Zivid 2 cameras. So I actually have, underneath here, I have a small Jetson PC that I thought we could test out the new SDK on. What's nice is that our SDK works on Windows, Ubuntu, and NVIDIA Jetson or Jetson ARM architecture. So I thought it would just be nice to try out something else and see how easy it is to work with any operating system.
So first, for those who have been using Studio before, you may see that we're giving it a facelift with a more compressed and elegant design. Secondly, we added very neat region of interest tool to make it much simpler to define your region of interest, where you can drag your borders and you get some visual feedback as well. Thirdly, is that we have redesigned how the 2D and 3D settings work. And with this mode, you can now use the same settings for 3 different capturing modes. If we go to the 2D button and we capture, we'll only get the 2D image. In this mode, you can choose to output your data in color or grayscale. You can independently tune your exposure settings, and you can also select the resolution depending on what your algorithm needs. Going over to the 3D, if you do this capture, you only get the 3D data without any colors. If you're not depending on the color information, this will speed up your capture even more. Lastly, we have this 2D plus 3D mode where you get both the color and the point cloud together. We are optimizing the synchronization and pipelining this under the hood, so you don't have to think about that. We know that most customers within robotic machine vision applications, you typically process the 2D image first. So in this mode, we're going to give you the 2D image right after that's done, while we in parallel are computing the point cloud. This means that for the customers, they can actually start doing their, for example, 2D segmentation. And when they need the point cloud later on, it will be ready for them. And speaking of getting kind of exceptional data, we define a set of presets that we carefully designed for different applications. now, since we're connected to the MR130, we can choose between presets such as consumer goods tailored towards piece picking and warehouse automation. We have manufacturing that is tailored towards industrial bin picking type of application. And then we also have parcels for the logistics. Just to give an example here, since we do have a piece picking scene in front of us, just going to use the consumer goods fast. I'm going to capture. And as you may see, we get perfect data, both on the point cloud level, but also on 2D. The combination of this new way of working with 2D and 3D settings with the presets makes it super simple to use our cameras. And I'm pretty sure even my grandma will be able to use it now. But then you can ask the question, how do we go from studio to working with this programmatically? Because most customers, they will implement our SDK within their own software. So first, let's just save our settings to a file, and we're going to show you. And then you disconnect the camera. Let's just open one of our examples from our GitHub or Python sampler repo. And this illustrates how intuitive and easy our API is to work with. So with these lines of code, we're initializing the Zivid application, we're connecting to the camera, we're loading in the settings that we just saved, and from there we are doing the 2D 3D capture. After that, we'll extract the color information and the point cloud information. And if we're to run the sample, we're gonna see that the camera is gonna flash and we're gonna capture, and we're left with the point cloud or all the information basically as a ZTF file. And at last we can just drag and drop this into our studio here, and we can look at the results. I would say, as expected, we still have this exceptional 3D data. The color information is still intact. And as we can see on the right here, we have a bit of metadata, but also all of our settings that we just defined. That's it, actually. That's how easy it is to work with our cameras.
All right, so this looks really straightforward, Christian.
It's crazy how simple it is to use our cameras, actually. And it's built by developers for developers. And we do get a lot of good feedback from our existing customer that our SDK is easy to use and very intuitive. And we do take a lot of pride in that, actually. And I just want to mention that our SDK also includes other features such as hand-eye calibration to further help our customers along their journey with our cameras. We do have tons of sample code on our different GitHub repositories, and we do have extensive tutorials, tips and tricks in our knowledge base. So I think our goal is to make our customers' life as easy as possible so they can focus on innovative development instead of doing these tedious hardware setups.
That wraps it up very nicely. So thank you very much, Christian.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And with that, I think we're going to go back to Thomas and wrap this all up.